everyone, it's Shane Conto, your Wasteland reviewer, and welcome to the Wasteland Watchlist here on the SPDM Crew podcasting network. And this is my weekly show where my guest and I play a little bit of movie roulette from my obnoxiously, obscenely long movie watch list that basically has anything on it. And joining me is my friend and fellow member of the crew, Adam. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure.
Absolutely. And here we're going to be talking about the 1934 film. It is The Affairs of Cellini. The 16th century sculptor woos the Duchess of Florence despite the Duke. So, steamy love triangles here in the 16th century. This
Quadrangles,
is,
even.
yeah, quadrangles.
Yeah.
We got an 80-minute film here directed by Gregory LaCava, starring Constance Bennett, Friedrich March, Fay Ray, and Frank Morgan, aka The Wizard. That was like that was
Yes.
like the biggest thing for me watching this movie. I'm like, oh my god, it's The Wizard of Oz.
I'm the Wiz. He was nominated for Best Actor in this one too.
Yes, I do have that in my notes. Adapted by Bess Meredith from the Edwin Justice Mayer play, The Firebrand of Florence. I I like that name better than the name they actually gave the movie. Like, why did you
Yeah,
just go
yeah,
with that?
yeah.
Not broke, don't fix it. This was nominated for 4 Academy Awards, including Best Actor for Frank Morgan, Best Art Direction, Best Cinematography, Best Sound Recording, and it was a big box office disappointment for United Artists. So, sadly for
Yes,
United
I did read
Artists.
that.
But yeah, so Adam, what are your general thoughts on the affairs of Cellini?
The biggest takeaway for me is that this would have been the perfect matinee for the mid 30s. I think it's very much a product of the 30s. If you think of a 1930s film, this is very much what the type of film I would think of without knowing much about movies. It's very staged. It's very
Yes.
over the not over the top, but it's very in your face type of thing. It's almost vaudevillian, very much stage type of performances.
It's meant to be farcical, where it's just like, hey, look,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
this ridiculous situation between these four adults, all
Mm.
wanting to schmang it with each other.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Just
it's
in 16th century Italy, they probably would have just had an orgy anyway, right? Like if it's
yes. I feel
so
like
rather than yeah.
that probably would have happened.
Yeah,
Knowing
absolutely.
Italians.
This is kind of based on a true story though, too, right? Isn't it based or is it based on a play? Sorry, I might
So it
be
is based
confusing
on a
things.
play. I don't know if it's drawing upon like actual like the Duke and Duchess of Florence, because
Yeah.
up until the 1900s, Italy was a series of kingdoms. So like
Mm,
obviously like Florence specifically here being
yeah.
focused on. I think what I enjoyed most about this film was honestly Frank Morgan. I thought he was a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
Mm.
His look, like the hair, the
Yeah,
mustache,
yeah,
like this vibe. You know how everybody's giving Nathan Fillion a bunch of crap for looking like a total douche as Guy Gardner in the new like Superman movie because of like his hair? Well, I think Frank Morgan's Duke went to the same school of douchey hair.
yeah.
Because like he just looks like a guy that's a pompous ass and
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah. Yeah.
gives off that vibe, and he's definitely delivering on that kind of energy.
He
And like this film is it's one of those classic stories of why are these couples together who they are with at the moment? Why don't they
mm,
just, get divorced and, hook up with the people they actually want to be with? Because like really that's what this movie is about for
yeah.
80 minutes. So
Yep.
and because the Duchess of Florence, played by Bennett and uh Benvenuto Cellini, played by Friedrich March, the most Italian of Italian people you can think of. Who's definitely not German. Uh, and just like is this dynamic, it's like, hey, they have some chemistry. I like them on screen together. Frank Morgan's having fun, and he
Mm,
has his young lady on. He has his young side piece that he wants to
mm,
be with instead of his wife, and it's like that kind of shenanigans for 80 minutes. That's basically what this movie
yeah.
is. This is staged shenanigans for 80
Yep.
minutes of complicated relationships with some fun actors. And
Lots of big costumes, lots of makeup, and yeah.
yeah, it's definitely the kind of like this feels like this was meant to be a play, and it
Hmm.
was still at a point where like I don't think LaCava did a whole lot to this film to make it not feel like a play. But it just
Yeah.
it was really well put together. It has, like you mentioned, it's a production design, it's the costuming that pops, that makes it stand out. It's
Hmm.
interesting because this is from the director of My Man Godfrey, which I do really enjoy that movie. And like this has some fun vibes to it. It has like mixing in like some mystery and like conniving and that kind of stuff. And it's that kind of film where it's like if you're not about like melodramatic, overly like turn up relationship drama between people and stuff like that, like this is probably not the film for you. But like if you have a fun time just watching like how messy relationships can be and how messy people can be in terms of like their dynamics, like this
Yeah.
is what this is about. It's just like um 16th century Italy version, circa 1934 cinema version of that
Yes.
kind of. It's become a tired trope today, but I certainly it was not a tired trope, I guess, in 1934.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, I don't know. It probably was though too, because that's what I mean. It feels like a quintessential matinee film from that era, and it's lifted very much from a lot of those 20 silent films we've been watching and whatnot. So it's like I said, it's the costumes, it's a period piece, it's the same old story, but just told in I would say in an exotic way, because people watching in the 30s thinking of 16th century Italy would have been very exotic.
Mm. Being
It would
able to
have
see
been,
that come to life
yeah,
on
it's a selling point to
screen.
get people in to watch the film pretty much back in those days for the less sophisticated cinephiles as there would have been back in the day. I do have to comment on the names of the characters because it's really funny to me. And because my first note that I wrote about this, we've got Alessandro, Ascanio, Ottaviano, Benvenuto, and then Angela. Like, how many women in Italy were called
Angie.
Angela in the 16th century? Like, it just seems so. It's probably completely factual, but it just feels so out of place. It made me laugh, and I had to write it down.
I got a cousin Angie.
Yeah,
Very Italian American. But like, yeah, Angela doesn't give off like
16th century Florence vibes. No,
Benvenuto,
no,
Cellini. But no,
Benvenuto.
it's like where'd
See,
John come from?
did I miss something at the start of this too about Cellini? Because when they're talking about he's murdered someone again, like he did it every day. Then all of a sudden he becomes like this
What a rogue.
artist that every yeah, he's murdered. We need to kill him. We need to hang him. And no, we're not going to do that. But then all of a sudden he's like, that's just glossed over and forgotten about that this guy's a murderer. But because he's an artist, I'm commissioning him to do this art and whatnot. And then he's like this, I don't know, this impresario, like what's his name? Casanova type of guy. Like he's
Yeah,
a real smoozer. I don't know. A
schmoozer.
creep.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I don't know why this made me think of this, but I'm thinking of Hot Fuzz, where like Skinner's like, I'm the slasher of prices. It's just like
Yeah.
I'm I'm the ace murderer on the sculpting floor. It's just like he totally murdered the
I
art
murdered that
world.
price. Yeah.
And no, like this is like that's the thing. I feel like this could have been even more over the top, but like there's moments where it's just like this
Yeah.
is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but like it's supposed to be. So
Yeah.
I guess it's doing what it's supposed to be doing.
It's kind of
Um,
funny. Like it does definitely plays as a comedy in certain
yeah.
points.
And like I mentioned, I think Frank Morgan's a lot of fun in this.
He
Um,
is. Yeah.
and he's just hamming it up. And like honestly, it makes me want to see him in more stuff. Because like I've literally only seen him in The Wizard
Yes,
of Oz. I would also like
correct.
to point out that his real name is Francis Wupperman.
Oh, okay.
And now I can see why he changed it to Morgan to get into Hollywood. It is
Oh, he
like
was in the shop around the corner. He's in the shop around the corner, which I have
I have
seen.
I have not seen. And
Mm,
I'm sure
big
it's on this
recommend.
list.
Big
So
recommend. Yeah, yeah. It's a great movie, actually.
Ernst Levitch. Oh, it
Yeah,
has Jimmy
Lubitsch.
Stewart in it.
Yeah, yeah. It's the You've Got Mail was a remake of this. You know, the Meg
Oh,
Ryan, Tom
that's why I've heard
Hanks.
the name before. Yep,
Yeah, yeah.
there you go. I don't think they had email back in 1940. But The Affairs of Cellini seems like the kind of movie that it's one of those kinds of movies where it's like, they could like if this was made today, one phone call would have fixed a lot of problems.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And just like one simple divorce would have solved a lot of issues in this
That,
movie.
that's the thing. Is that why it's playing to those audience too? Because divorce wasn't a thing. Like it was very taboo to be divorced, and so the way they got around it
I
was
think
to
it
surreptitiously just screw around, really.
Yeah, I think it like fits in that it's like we're married,
Mm,
but I got my side
yeah,
piece,
yeah.
Angela.
Yeah, two married people who clearly aren't interested in each other. The scene at the end when they all kind of figure it out, I thought was really good. It was definitely the climax of the movie was
Yeah.
actually quite well pulled off. I enjoyed that.
Mhm. We love when a movie can stick a landing like that, thread that
Mm.
needle, and have
Yeah,
something fun, and it's like it's all coming together. Oh,
yeah.
in just a perfect way like that. But I guess Adam, do you have any other thoughts on the affairs of Cellini?
No, no, I'm thought it out. Yeah.
Well, beepity boppy. And that was a discussion of the affairs of Cellini. So if you want to go watch some farcical, melodramatic, rich people problems from 1600 Florence, Italy, you should go check out the affairs of Cellini. But those are our thoughts. And Adam, thank you as always for coming on and talking movies with me.
Always a pleasure, man. Love talking to you. Cheers.
And thank all of you for listening. Make sure to like, comment, and share on this episode. What's your favorite, like 40s farcical kind of romantic comedy? I guess this is technically a romantic comedy. It has romance.
Mm.
It's trying to be funny.
Yeah,
It just has a bunch of
yeah,
other
it would
stuff
be.
too.
Yeah.
Um, and make sure to follow or subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast. The SPDM Crew podcasting network is ever expanding to the point where can I keep up with all these shows? That's the question. But if you want to get involved and you want to start your own show, or if you want to join as a guest on any of our shows, including this one, always take in guests if you want to play some movie roulette and watch some random, completely ridiculous movie that I choose from this list that has over 8,400 movies on it, make sure to reach out. And if you like our logo, check out HiFlyer Creative for all your digital marketing needs. But most importantly, thank you as always for tuning in and supporting the Wasteland Watchlist on the SPDM Crew podcasting network.